I do.
Like, this is so,
I think it's great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive.
Probably because he's Jewish.
What?
What?
Because it's the most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why he would be
100% without a doubt. Yes.
My man's is fighting ghosts right now. There's a thing and I want to talk about it. It's bad. Ethan Klein and Hasan Piker doing a debate. I'm going to be looking at it because it is insane. And I'd like to see what's going on there. Hasan Piker is a very popular leftist content creator here on Twitch. He covers a lot of things, and he is a big, big advocate for the people of Palestine. He and Kneecap at Coachella talked about, put a big thing up here like this. All right, this is great. That is a Palestinian flag. That is the incredibly based Irish band Kneecap at Coachella that put up a giant sign that said, "Fuck Israel, free Palestine," which I am very much in favor of. I am very much in favor of the dissolution of the state of Israel. I think that it should be I think that the only way forward is a singular, secular state that focuses on human rights. I do not think there is a two-state solution. I do not think that is correct. I am a fervent anti-Zionist. Anti-Zionism is not the same as anti-Semitism. Zionism and Judaism are two incredibly different things. All right? This is something that Ethan Klein has had issues understanding. Ethan and Hasan had a podcast called Leftovers, which was a loose political podcast. Ethan had some softly Zionist opinions about Israel back in the day, right? He had a conversation with Hasan, and then they had a giant falling out. That led to the dissolution of the H3 podcast over ideological reasons. For an entire year, Hasan Piker defended Ethan, saying that he was not a Zionist, that he was not defending Israel, and Ethan spent that time attacking Hasan, attacking pro-Palestinian content creators, and trying to get them banned off of Twitch. After a very long, very, very long journey on this, we end up with Ethan releasing a thing called the Content Nuke. This is a collection of out-of-context clips and lies about Hasan Piker to smear his person. The Content Nuke is very, very bad and was not received well at all. Hasan and Ethan used to be friends. And through the framework of it being drama, a lot of people have gotten very, into it about this. They've chosen sides. As far as I'm concerned, this isn't a drama thing. This isn't a sides thing. This is about the greater conversation between Israel and Palestine. This is a greater conversation between two friends who had a falling out over a fundamental ideological difference. One, extremely well-read, Hasan Piker, who is very informed about the atrocities going on in the Middle East, very informed about the realities of what's going on in the entirety of the Gaza Strip, about Israel's consistent lack of accountability for their actions, about the consistent defenses that Israel has put forward, about how the far-right fascistic government of Israel has been orchestrating this genocide with the express consent and support of the United States government. There have been countless articles written about this, but Hasan has consistently hammered home the reality that Israel is not something to defend. It is a fascistic apartheid state that is hurting people. It's performing a genocide. Ethan has tried to say he is pro-Palestinian despite spreading Hasbara, which is shorthand for Israeli propaganda. Ethan's defense of Israel has consistently been to downplay Israel's actions and hyper-focus on individual grievances with content creators that are pro-Palestine, that are personal to him, as well as over-complicating very simple things to point out. Hasan has consistently said, talk to me about this, I will talk to you about this. I will talk to you, I will debate you, I will talk to you live, I will talk to you in private.
Zionism is, and what you mean by Zionism, and what I mean by Zionism, so you can understand where I'm coming from.
Is the belief that Jews should have their own homeland in the historic, Palestine area. That's it.
Okay. All right. So, I believe that Zionism is a religious ethno-supremacist ideology that revolves around the nationist policies of removing the indigenous population that lived in, as you said, historic Palestine.
I agree with you. If you want to add that, like the genesis of Zionism included, the displacement and the ravaging of the culture that existed there, then I would agree with you. I mean, I don't think that the establishment of Israel was like a good thing. I mean, it was tragic and a lot of bad things happened. But let me ask you,
okay,
sir, how was filming that content? I just have to know what you felt, what you were thinking as they were doing the Fortnite L behind you.
We'll get that.
No.
I'm sorry. This is real life.
By the way, you believe that the likes were botted on that?
What?
You had said you thought the likes were botted on the content cop. Do you still believe that?
What? The likes were botted on the content cop? I don't know. I have
the
no
dislikes
idea.
were botted. The dislikes, sir. Do you know that? Do you believe he should have included the context of the CPS call?
What?
What? You don't know what I'm talking about?
Wait. I'm a little confused. You are asking me what my opinion is on
the video
content cop.
Correct. That's
about
correct.
The CPS. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Okay. I mean, I think it was more so about. Like your year-long conquest of deplatforming and also harassing.
Right. Well, 90% of the clips were from the episode entitled "CPS Came to My House," Hasan. I don't know if you think that's an important detail. I sure do.
Ethan, I think you know my position on this, as I've made it very clear. I think it's completely inappropriate to call CPS.
No. That's obvious. I'm saying your friend Hasan you made a video with did a total hit job. All right, go ahead. Ask me a question.
I thought we were going to talk about Israel-Palestine. Do you believe
I actually don't know if he's mad about an old podcast. Oh,
is committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. So you agree with the with numerous human rights organizations, the UN?
I already said yes.
Okay, great. No, that's important. Thank you for saying that. If you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza, okay?
Is like clubbing a baby seal with the baby seal was an asshole. If it was a baby seal was an asshole, yeah.
That you have as a content creator speaking out against Israel doing it on the Palestinian population living in the Gaza Strip, or do you feel like most of your commentary on that issue has overwhelmingly been to rail against people that are doing that? Pro-Palestinian advocates that you feel like you've been wronged by, myself included.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but if you're pro-Palestine, it doesn't absolve you of criticism. That's something that you guys keep harping on. Do I think my coverage?
I don't think that is the case.
Okay. Do you think my coverage has been like totally balanced? I would say no. I've obviously given less time to the Palestinian perspective, and I think the reason for that is simply
that not just the Palestinian perspective, Ethan. I think that rather than talking about that issue in and of itself, every time you have
Hasan, I'm answering your question.
Every time you've talked about Israel-Palestine,
I'm gonna grab this really quick.
It
I'm gonna put on Blue Sky that we're watching this.
revolved around.
I was going to tell you why. Do you want to let me answer?
Vendettas that you have experienced from pro.
I was going to explain that. Okay. Would you like me to? You asked me a question, so I'm going to answer it.
Go ahead.
The reason for that being is that I feel like I'm responding to a lot of bullshit that's been passed my way ever since Leftovers ended, starting from you and your community. Now, that's my answer to that. Now, let me ask you about this. This sword has a Nazi swastika hilt. Okay, listen, okay, this is important. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism. You exhibited in that video the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. 1 out of 10 of your swords that you have previously stated you know is the quote swastika sword. So am I insane for even? You're treating me like I'm insane for bringing this up, but it sounds pretty reasonable.
I mean,
it doesn't.
Insane, yeah.
It is very insane.
Microaggressions.
This is an insane thing to say and argue.
Why iDubbbz made
It's your
this
sword,
decision,
bro. I don't believe that
I'm
you
not
were there.
iDubbbz, and I
You were
don't
there, bro.
know
It's in your
how to
fucking house.
I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me why iDubbbz
Because
chose
it's
that.
your house and your sword.
But I also.
I mean, it literally is a swastika.
No, it's not.
Is it?
Let me see the swords in your background. Why didn't you choose one of those ones?
I didn't choose the sword, Ethan.
I don't believe
Do you think this is a productive use of our time?
Absolutely.
If I genuinely thought it was a swastika memorabilia, do you think I would keep it in my house?
Dude, you're being so obtuse. I know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's
what?
not a swastika.
What?
But it is literally a swastika also. Because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask a Hindu person...
Actually, no, it's reversing it and then putting it at a 45-degree angle. And also the context built around all of it. But also, well, here we are.
Okay, well, Mr. Microaggressions thinks I'm being crazy. Very good. You have no problem telling
What?
Jewish people they're being crazy on...
Yes.
It's like a blatant fuck... Go ahead, ask me the next question.
Yes, I don't have
think
a problem
if
telling
you could go back...
you're being crazy now. You being Jewish has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure it doesn't. Do you think going back that it was a mistake to use that sword?
I don't really care about this at all.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that really shows where you're at on this. Go ahead and ask me a question.
You shouldn't care.
Since you believe that Israel is committing a genocide, what are the appropriate steps
Your
that
friends,
people can take you would consider to be appropriate? You have set boundaries on what you think is inappropriate.
Just killing civilians. That's the boundary.
Okay, that's great. So
is that unreasonable?
That's a perfectly reasonable boundary to set.
Okay,
I totally
good. So then we don't disagree.
Great. Okay.
Great.
One of the first conversations that we had, you and I had, that led to the Leftovers podcast ending, was that you considered from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free to be, and you said that Jews feel like this is an exterminationist slogan, and Jews fear this slogan in the United States of America.
Correct.
If you think that Israel's doing a genocide, do you feel like it is appropriate for Westerners in the United States of America and Palestinians and people of Palestinian descent to be able to use emancipatory slogans, or should they go to jail under the Trump administration?
Okay, I mean, these are pretty extreme questions. Now, I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just trying. All I was trying to do.
What's happening right now?
Bro, do you want me to answer?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain the Jewish perspective. I'm not trying to make a value judgment of it. But what I will tell you is that, how do you feel about Norm Finkelstein?
Love Norm. I know he has said that it is...
Here's what he had to say about this.
I know what he said.
No. I want the audience to see this, Hasan. Hassan, I want the audience to see this video.
Because I know Norm's positions.
Good, I'm glad you know. Let's let the audience know, Hasan. Hey, Hasan, let the audience watch the video.
I can have a nuanced and reasonable disagreement with a person that I actually admire.
So that's what we're having.
I think it's a bad slogan. I know the slogan from the 1960s, the 1970s. It was a bad slogan then, and it's a bad slogan now because it has too much ambiguity. When you say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, obviously a question arises. Okay, what happens to the Jews in that scenario?
From the river to the sea, Palestinians will be free, which I think is good.
Norm has
You're
also
laughing at
routinely
Norm.
talked at campus encampments, college campus Palestinian encampments as to, I'm not going to make much hay about the slogan in general. There's plenty of other slogans that are...
Well, you're willing to listen to him, but when I say it, it becomes a big controversy.
Ultimately, will always say, while I disagree with the slogan because I think it scares people, it ultimately does not matter, and I'm not going to stand in opposition to it. He doesn't say it's anti-Semitic.
When have I opposed it?
It is exterminationist.
When have I opposed it?
That's what people think. If you think that Norm Finkelstein would be in agreement with you in any way, shape, or form on any issue, please have a conversation with him.
He's literally in agreement with me, like verbatim.
Okay. No, that's great.
Actually, even more.
Norm doesn't think it's anti-Semitic.
Hasan, do you remember me advocating against it? Do you remember me advocating against it? Sure, I'll ask Norm Finkelstein. Do you remember me denouncing that statement and saying people shouldn't say it?
I believe in our conversation you said
it didn't happen. You're lying.
Anti-Semitic.
I said it's perceived that way by Jewish people. All right.
Who cares? Like, legitimately, why the fuck does that matter? Why, under any circumstances, does it matter at all that people are made uncomfortable by this clear and understandable statement. It's very obvious what is being said. It's very obvious what is meant here. It is incredibly clear, incredibly crystal fucking clear. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Like, from the river to the sea. It's an obvious fucking slogan. It's quick, it's easy to say, it's good. It means that the people of Palestine will be free.
I'm not that smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay, no, I can too.
Even if one is more urgent than the other.
You think your own personal feelings, born out of your misunderstandings, is more important.
Did I say that? I said one is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
Does that make sense?
All right, let me ask you a question. Hold on to that. Ask me after this.
Okay.
You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
The Sabra tier list.
Oh my God. I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it.
I think the Sabra hummus tier list is very funny. I think it's silly.
Despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes.
And,
with pleasure.
Oh, cool.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
Sabra tier list, what?
Thumbnail?
There was a panel at TwitchCon where there was a Sabra hummus, like a tier list with like love Sabra and hate Sabra. Sabra is a brand of hummus. It's fairly mid. It's directly an Israeli kind of like a company. It was a tier list on who could say Habibi and who couldn't, and that's it.
For what?
This is the thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this, Hasan.
What?
Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Ethan?
Whoa, answer the question.
Again.
What you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz, and I'm not Frogan.
But you can't make
I'm not
value
iDubbbz, I'm not
suddenly on
Frogan.
your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
No, because I don't care.
I
don't.
do.
Like, this is so,
I think it's great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive.
Probably because he's Jewish.
What?
Because it's the most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why he would be
100% without a doubt. Yes.
Wait, I'm sorry.
My man's is fighting ghosts right now.
It's tough. You really don't know what to say because it looks pretty bad.
No, because it's so fucking stupid.
It doesn't.
Well, tell me then.
Kind of dumb right
so
now.
why is Ben
kind
there?
Of insane. That's
okay,
why
very good.
I'm
Why is Ben there?
Like, I don't know why fucking Frogan made this.
Tired? I feel you.
Thumbnail, and I don't care.
Why is Ben there?
I don't have any issue with this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
I'll bite. I'm your Huckleberry Ethan. Ben is probably there because, you know, he's a Zionist. Like you. The most likely scenario is you and Ben Shapiro agree on a lot of things, you dense fuck. So if you want to take the oil barrel that is your brain and spill it out for a minute so I can fill it with like mineral water or something to wash it clean, you and Ben Shapiro belong in the F tier because you both have a lot of Zionist takes, which is bad because Zionism is bad.
You're quick to say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro, of all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian Zionists, why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro and F tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube? That's
First off, I wouldn't necessarily say you're the most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube. I think Sam Cedar has you beat by a lot, Ethan, but that's just me.
The tier list that we're talking about was literally designed by a Jewish content creator who you advocated to ban, and he got banned. His name
very
is
good,
Rafi.
and I'm glad he did. He definitely deserved it.
You called him a token Jew,
and I still stand by that. The man is just fucking. He's yeah.
So you get to draw swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there is a tier list here where Sabra hummus.
This is Frogan's tier list. This is her.
Lowest, the Sabra hummus, liking Sabra hummus is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
The highest tier is being able to get a Habibi pass. You, as a Jew, get to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the Pope of the Jews, as Sam Cedar likes.
The Pope of the
I'm
Jews.
not determining what they can do, but this is
That's what you're doing! Ethan,
bit.
that's
This is
what
her
you're
stage.
doing.
This is her bit. I mean, you can say the Jewish dude is the fall guy
Ethan,
and
can
did
you
everything,
tell me-
but that's
wait,
not
so
true.
You get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra hummus is dog shit.
He can say whatever he wants.
But you're gonna try to get it
I'm not
banned.
criticizing. By the way, I'm not. You think that my criticism is that he doesn't like Sabra hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beef? Hold on. What are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Isn't that who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS national BDS.
Are you
list.
sure?
Yes,
We'll double
I'm
check.
100% sure.
Okay, we'll double check that.
You.
It's not about Sabra hummus and like let's not be obtuse.
Actually,
What
this
is
one's actually pretty
this?
funny too, because like you've been.
Jesus
you
Christ.
You consistently talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said stop drinking Diet Coke, it was not on the Palestinian National Committee's official BDS list.
Yes,
and
it was.
ever since it has
You're
been
lying.
on that official BDS list, I
You're
have
lying.
not drank Diet Coke or purchased any Diet Cokes at all.
You're lying. It was on the list.
Wait,
I-
what is?
What? Yeah, it was on the list. You're
Oh my
What
god.
was on the list?
Oh my god.
Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke, even though I love
You
Diet
said
Coke.
you know what's funny? You
Because
told
I
her.
think it's like not.
You
that
remember what you told her,
significant.
son? You remember? Yeah, you remember what you told her? You said, "I'll just put it in a cup."
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions list, Ethan.
Okay, we're gonna call it here for today.